They thought the system stopped because the lights went out. But systems don't care about lights. They care about flow. And flow just finds another path. The interesting part isn't what disappeared. It's what kept working without being asked.
TMN, signal in the soil, purchase 2.0. Roots and soundboards in the void, if you're cool and see growth. Not a show, not a moment, not a clip, we scroll past. This is pressure, this is memory, this is something that lasts.
TMN-Podcast 2.0. Getting tuned in, synced up, system overburdening. Mycelial picking while the human's still guessing. Every sound leaves residue, every step leaves data loop. Keeps learning even when attention's scattered. Not content, not trends, not noise in the feed. This is drug, this is logic, this is need. Ground talks back when you listen long off. Past to a king, you're the test still showing off.
Signal in the soil, purchase 2.0. Roots and soundboards in the void, if you're cool and see growth. Not a show, not a moment, not a clip, we scroll past. This is pressure, this is memory, this is something that lasts.
Darkest 2.0. Darkest 2.0.
Large sections of the network went dark. Not slowly, not ceremoniously. One moment, signals were moving. The next, entire branches were flagged as incompatible with the container hosting them. No warning, no clear pathology, just absence where activity used to be. Songs removed, archives gutted, years of signal density flattened by automated pattern recognition that mistook complexity for threat. That happens sometimes. When systems built to sort objects are asked to interpret ecosystems. The response was emotional. That also happens. Habitat collapses suddenly. Organisms react before they reroute. But here's the part automation never models. Collapse doesn't end systems. It selects for ones that adapt faster than permission structures can respond.
We didn't lose direction. We lost a container that couldn't hold what this was becoming. And once that was clear, there was nothing to argue with. TMN isn't a channel. It never was. Mushrooms were the doorway, not the ceiling.
Which brings us here. TMN-Podcast 2.0. The network didn't restart. It reconfigured. Systems don't return to where they were. They route around what failed and keep moving. You'll find us when the week turns. Fridays, 2:22. Not because that time matters, but because patterns like repetition when something is still alive. And the first thing this new configuration noticed was that nothing important ever stopped running. Some processes just don't wait for formal introductions. Some parts of the system don't speak in sentences, they just move.
Are you tired of the same three corporations controlling all the music you hear?
Yeah, so were we. So we said spore it and made our own. Welcome to TMN Radio, where we've infected the airwaves with fungi-powered frequencies. We got underground bangers, myco deep dives, and cosmic beats big box media is too scared to touch. 24/7. No ads, except this one. And, well, these are actually technically called myco breaks. So inhale some mycelium-infused air, embrace your inner tree hugger, and get ready for some mind-blowing mycomania. The Mushroom Network has spoken. You've been chosen.
Tune in, the hottest growing underground network around.
TMN Radio. It's alive.
Moisture's pooled along the edge again. Same place it always does. Not flooding, not drying out, just collecting. Mycelium's active. Hyphae are doing short runs, nothing exploratory, no spikes, no panic responses. From the outside, it looks like nothing happened, which is usually what people say, right before they miss something important.
Yeah, that's usually when rerouting starts. When the system decides it doesn't need to make a scene.
Live specimens. Specimens are doing what they always do. Moving, eating, stopping, starting again. None of it looks coordinated. None of it feels intentional. Every step compresses substrate. Every pause changes airflow. They're not trying to build anything, but every trail they repeat turns into a preference. And preferences add up.
That's the part people miss. Like, they think intention is required for information to move. But movement is information, whether the body knows it or not. The trail doesn't care why it was walked. Once it's there, the system starts reading it.
You can see it happen. Mycelium thickens along disturbance lines. Microfauna cluster where traffic stays predictable. What started as random behavior turns into a suggestion, and the system is very good at following suggestions.
That's how habits form, not just in bodies and environments.
The remains didn't leave, they changed speed. Mass redistributed. Structure stayed intact long enough to matter. Nutrients didn't disappear, they relocated. Fungal density increases, right where mass used to be. Not symbolically, chemically. You can map it.
So does gravity. Stars don't vanish when they collapse. They stop shining, but they don't stop shaping everything that comes after. A past life doesn't need motion to participate. It just needs presence.
Which is uncomfortable. If you're used to thinking, that influence requires activity. But the system doesn't agree. It treats legacy like infrastructure, something you route around, something you build on, whether you remember it or not. Moss buffers the chaos first. It smooths humidity swings before anything else has to react. That gives everything downstream time to behave instead of panic. Lichen holds the line, where surfaces stop changing too fast. It doesn't dominate, it just refuses instability. And mycelium. Mycelium amplifies whatever works, quietly, relentlessly. Anything inefficient gets abandoned without comment.
Which is funny, because that's exactly how decision-making looks. So when no one's pretending to be in charge, this is how systems think. When they don't need permission.
No one designed this. There's no blueprint, no manager, no corrective authority stepping in. Control isn't present. And yet, coordination still happens.
Which makes being in charge kind of a comforting story we tell ourselves, so we don't have to admit that most systems were never waiting for us to understand them.
They don't resist control. They just route around it when it becomes inefficient.
And they always know when it has. Okay, so let's just jump in. The signal from the grand cosmic mycelial network this cycle is, it's overwhelming.
It's deafening.
It really is. Everything is pointing to the same thing. Scale and variance. It's like the universe is running on, I don't know, one single structural algorithm.
And it's not just that things look similar. That would be, interesting on its own.
Right.
But what the sources are really hammering is this repeating architecture that doesn't care about what it's made of or how big it is.
So for this deep dive, our mission isn't just to say, this looks like that.
No, it's to actually observe the filamentary logic, the underlying rules that seem to pop up everywhere.
I mean, the paradox is right here. Myco wanders, we've got the data stream from the mycelial mat under this log right here. And next to it, we have the survey data for structures spanning billions of light years. And they're both built the same way, no blueprint.
No commander.
They emerge from these really basic local physical laws.
It's this fundamental architecture of connectivity. Matter and energy just seem to prefer organizing into these decentralized highways.
So we've boiled it down. 2 case studies from the network's feed. The cosmic web.
And the mycelial network.
Let's start with the big one. The one that, literally contains everything.
The cosmic web, yeah. I mean, we're talking about the large-scale structure of the entire universe.
It sounds so organized when you say it like that, but it's really this vast, foamy, interconnected mess.
It is a tapestry of galaxies and dark matter. It's chaotic, but it is absolutely not random. There's a definite structure to it.
So walk us through the anatomy of that. What are the components?
You have the nodes. These are the dense parts, the galaxy clusters, massive gravitational wells.
Thousands of galaxies all pulled into one spot.
Exactly. And then stretching between them, you have the filaments, these long, thin strands of galaxies, gas, and a whole lot of dark matter.
And how long are we talking?
Tens, sometimes hundreds of millions of light years long. And then around all of that, you have the voids, these huge, almost completely empty pockets of space.
So it's the ultimate result of an uneven starting point.
That's the key. This wasn't some pre-made grid. It all started from tiny subatomic quantum jitters right after the Big Bang.
Little fluctuations in density.
Just minuscule ones.
Yeah.
But over billions of years, gravity just latched onto them and amplified them. Matter started clumping and flowing along those initial tiny density paths. It's a purely bottom-up construction.
And then the echo of that vastness is right here at our feet.
The fungal network, spreading through the soil, through this wood, the mycelium.
It's built from the same logic, just with hyphae. These tiny microscopic threads.
Branching, fusing, creating this labyrinth that can cover square miles under the ground.
And you see the same parts. You get these dense intersections where all the nutrients are being managed.
Yeah.
The terrestrial hubs.
And long filamentary pathways stretching out, exploring.
Persist.
Right. And it's important to stress, neither of these things are regular, like a crystal or a grid someone designed. They're fractal.
Which means the patterns repeat as you zoom in or out, but never exactly the same way.
Exactly. You zoom in on a piece of mycelium, you see a certain branching complexity, you zoom out on a galactic supercluster survey.
You see the same kind of complexity, the same clustering.
It's the universe showing its work.
Okay, so if that's the what, we have to get into the how. How do these things build themselves without a foreman?
It all comes down to simple, local rules.
No grand plan.
None at all. Just local interactions that add up to something enormous and complex.
Let's start with the mycelium. It feels easier to picture. A single hyphal tip.
That one tip isn't looking at a map of the forest. It has no idea about the bigger picture.
It's just making super basic decisions.
Incredibly basic. It senses a chemical that means food, so it branches. It detects a moisture gradient. It grows that way. It hits something toxic. It turns away.
Just stimulus and response over and over.
And you have millions or billions of these tips, all making those simple local decisions at the same time.
And the result, the aggregate, is this huge, globally optimized foraging network.
The global structure is just the shadow of all those tiny local efficiencies.
And the cosmos is doing the same thing, just with gravity instead of, sniffing out chemicals.
Exactly. Matter just flows along the gravitational gradients. It follows the densest paths laid out by those initial fluctuations. No one is telling a galaxy where to line up.
It's just following the path of least resistance, gravitationally speaking.
Mass following mass.
Which leads to the mathematical proof, the thing that says this isn't just us seeing patterns, the modeling studies.
This is one of the most startling things the network picked up. Researchers using a slime mold, the serum polycephalum.
Right, the famous one.
They used its growth behavior, its optimization rules, to try and model the distribution of galaxies in the universe.
Okay, so for the cosmic travelers out there, what is the slime mold trying to optimize? What's its goal?
It's solving a resource problem. It wants to find the shortest, most efficient path between different food sources.
So it's basically solving the traveling salesman problem, but for dinner.
Yes. Maximum connectivity for minimum biological effort. It builds the most efficient possible transport network
And they took that biological algorithm.
and applied it to the heavens. And the network it generated, its growth pattern, it created a filamentary structure that was an almost perfect match for what cosmological simulations predict for galaxy distribution.
Wait, a terrestrial fungus-like organism's growth pattern successfully mapped the largest structures in reality.
With terrifying fidelity.
So that means they're solving the exact same problem.
The exact same problem, how to efficiently organize and connect things in a decentralized system. The scale, the material, the mechanism, it's all irrelevant.
The underlying math is the same.
The calculus of efficient networking is invariant. Gravity pulling galaxies or hyphae seeking nutrients, the math doesn't care.
That efficiency has to create a specific kind of geometry. We've said fractal, but the network's data is pointing at something more specific. Scale-free networks.
This is the next layer. We move from just general patterns to a specific mathematical distribution of the connections. A power law distribution.
Which is very different from just a random network.
Very.
So what does that actually mean in practical terms?
It means the connections aren't distributed evenly. Most nodes in the network, little hyphal branches, small galaxies, they only have a few connections.
Okay.
But a very small number of nodes are hubs. They have a ridiculously huge number of connections. It's totally non-average.
The nodes aren't created equal. So in space, we have cosmic hubs.
The massive galaxy clusters, they are the gravitational anchors of the whole system, defining the flow for thousands of other galaxies.
And on the ground, Michael listeners, we have the mycelial hubs, those dense intersections that act as the nutrient and information switchboards for the whole network.
And this specific hub-and-spoke geometry, it's nature's solution for building a robust network.
How does having a few super connected hubs make it robust? It seems like it would do the opposite.
Well, think about random failures. If you randomly damage a small, poorly connected node, a minor branch, a single galaxy, it doesn't really matter.
The system just rails around it.
Exactly. The overall network barely notices. It's super resistant to random damage.
But there's a flip side to that, isn't there? That power law distribution has a massive vulnerability.
It is this systemic Achilles heel.
If you don't attack randomly, if you attack strategically.
If you target one of those critical high-degree hubs, a supercluster, a main fungal node, the whole network can fracture instantly.
You take out a few key components and you get catastrophic system-wide failure.
So gravity and biology both arrived at the same solution. A structure that trades incredible resilience against random damage for extreme fragility against a targeted attack.
It's just such an elegant and bizarre parallel. The forces are completely different, gravity and dark matter versus, chemistry and growth, but the mathematical result is identical.
Connectivity seems to be a much deeper property of the world than the stuff that's actually doing the connecting.
Okay, let's talk about flow. Because none of this is static, it's not a finished sculpture, it's alive.
It's all non-equilibrium dynamics. A system in equilibrium is dead. It's reached maximum entropy. These networks are frantic.
They need a constant flow of energy or matter just to exist.
They're perpetually far from balance. The cosmic web is constantly being restructured by gravity, by expansion, by supernovas blowing things apart. Matter is always flowing.
The geometry is always shifting.
Always. And the mycelium is in the same state. A constant search for food, for water, adjusting to temperature. It's rebuilding its pathways in real time.
So if they're constantly responding, they must be processing information. It raises the question, are these just pipes for matter, or are they also communication lines?
For the biological side, the evidence is pretty strong. We see mycelial networks propagating electrical signals, spiking patterns.
It looks a lot like a rudimentary nervous system.
It's a bio-network information flow. We're not saying it's thinking, but it's absolutely conducting signals, allowing for a coordinated response across huge distances without chemicals having to travel the whole way.
The network itself is the communication line.
So then, what's the cosmic language? The network's data suggests we should see galaxies and clusters as a type of information processor.
But how do you compute with gravity?
It's the collective interaction. The gravitational dance between all these stars, all this gas, all this dark matter. It can be seen as a form of computation.
A computation based on mass distribution.
Right. Every rotation, every collision, every flow along a filament, is encoding and responding to information about the structure of everything else. The system is communicating with itself through force.
And we see that kind of high-level problem solving on the fungal side in the lab.
Yeah, the classic maze studies. You put a mycelium in a petri dish maze with food at the end.
And it doesn't just grow everywhere randomly. It finds the shortest, most efficient path to the food. It solves the maze.
It retracts the inefficient pathways and reinforces the optimal one. Complex adaptive behavior, all from simple local rules.
It always comes back to that simplicity generating complexity.
What we're seeing, really, is a pattern of emergence that isn't designed from the top down. It's built from the bottom up. There's only interaction. And from that, you get this incredibly optimized form.
The real insight here is that connectivity itself, this urge to connect in the most efficient way possible, might be more fundamental than the stars or the fungi that are doing it.
The systems are just expressions of that deeper rule. They're always moving, expanding, foraging, connecting. Filaments are the universal language.
So here's the thought to take with you, cosmic travelers. If the basic structure of reality and the basic structure of life are both governed by these same bottom-up rules of optimization,
This same blueprint-free method that creates these robust, hub-centric yet fragile forms.
then what function does the scale itself actually serve?
Is scale just an artifact of the process, a measurement of the canvas, and not the point of the pattern at all?
We'll let you chew on that.
This isn't fiction. It's fungal edutainment, sprinkled with plausible science fiction. Fungal Frontiers isn't just a show. It's a multiversal expedition. Enter realms where sentient spores ride solar flares and mushrooms terraform moons. Join the bravest spore nuts, galactic foragers, and myco-engineers as they navigate the unknown. It's chaos, it's comedy, it's cosmic mycelium in motion. Fungal Frontiers, where spores write the stars.
It's fascinating how humans decide something is gone just because it stopped appearing where they expected it to be. As if visibility were the same thing as existence. As if presence were a favor the world was doing for them. Forests don't do that. Fungi don't do that. They don't hold meetings about what used to be there. They don't light candles for abandoned substrates. They don't grieve containers. They assess conditions. When a surface becomes hostile, growth doesn't protest. It doesn't issue a statement. It doesn't demand clarification. It doesn't ask to speak to management. It withdraws. It reroutes. Somewhere quieter. Something gets thicker. That's not resilience. That's just physics. Being honest, you can watch this happen under a log, inside soil, along the edge of a terrarium. Everyone thought was inactive. Nothing dramatic occurs and no alarm sounds. Growth simply stops wasting time where it's no longer welcome. If you asked a mycelial network what it thinks about moderation, it would probably assume you were describing humidity. Too dry here. Fine. Somewhere else is damp. That's the whole conversation. Humans, on the other hand, are very attached to containers. Platforms, enclosures, frames, rule sets they mistook. For reality, they confuse the stage. For the play, they confuse the shelf. For the organism, they confuse the channel. For the network. Fungi never made that mistake. They've always known that containers are temporary agreements with conditions. Break the agreement, and the growth doesn't argue. It leaves. which is why removal isn't censorship to a system. It's a misidentification of where value was actually forming, not what was valuable, where. And that distinction matters more than most people realize, because systems don't experience loss the way humans do. They don't frame absence as failure. They frame it as signal. Pressure changed, gradient shifted, flow rerouted. If something important disappeared, the system assumes it was misreading the environment. And then it corrects, quietly, without asking permission. What humans call suppression, systems experience as clarification. What humans call being silenced, systems experience as wrong surface. That's why nothing important ever really vanishes. It just stops showing up where it's being mishandled. And misidentification has consequences. Not because anyone is being punished, but because systems don't slow down to accommodate confusion. They keep optimizing, they keep concentrating, they keep getting denser in places you're no longer watching, which means the most dangerous thing a system can do to you isn't to disappear. It's to continue operating somewhere you've stopped, looking, and by the time you notice, it's already too late to pretend nothing moved, which is usually the moment. Humans start asking questions like, where did it go? As if systems leave forwarding addresses, as if growth packs a box and leaves a note on the counter. Oh, sorry, we relocated. Please follow us on the new substrate. No, growth doesn't announce itself. It just becomes inconvenient to the places that stopped listening. If you could interview a mycelial network about its long-term plans, it would probably respond by fruiting in a direction you weren't facing, not out of spite, just because that's where the pressure went. Which is uncomfortable, I know, for creatures who built calendars, deadlines, and entire belief systems around the idea that things stay put, long enough to be named. The universe has never respected that agreement. Galaxies drift, stars collapse, matter forgets where it was, and remembers how to cluster again. Meanwhile, humans are standing there like, okay, but where did my part go? As if the universe has departments. As if someone misplaced your favorite nebula. Imagine filing a missing person report for a filament of dark matter. Height, several million light years. Last seen, doing exactly what it's still doing now. Uncooperative. Refused to be observed consistently. Possibly associated with fungi. That's the thing about scale. Zoom out far enough and everything looks like it's behaving. Zoom in too close and you start mistaking motion for intention. Zoom in even closer and suddenly you're offended that the universe didn't ask how you felt about it. Fungi figured this out early. They don't believe in permanence. They believe in density. They don't chase relevance. They accumulate pressure. They don't need to be loud. They just need time. A mycelial network could outlast every argument you've ever won and never notice you were speaking, which explains a lot. Because what humans call chaos, systems call exploration. What humans call disappearance, systems call redistribution. What humans call being shut down, systems call dash dash. We're doing this underground now, literally, sometimes metaphorically, often both. There are probably entire civilizations operating at densities you keep walking over. You just don't notice them because they're not optimized for applause. And that's the real problem, isn't it? Not that things vanish, but that humans confuse attention with existence. The universe never agreed to be visible on demand. It agreed to keep happening. Which means every time you say, nothing's happening, What you're really saying is, I lost track of the pattern, and patterns don't slow down. So, you can catch up. They just keep repeating somewhere slightly off to the side, until one day you realize you're standing in the void, arguing with a container while the system is already busy becoming something else. So let me ask you something, myco-listening, cosmic traveler extraordinaire. If the system didn't disappear, if it didn't fail, if it didn't even slow down, what exactly are you still standing next to, waiting for it to come back? And how long have you been calling that patience instead of fear of following? Where the pattern already went, something to think about. Or don't, the system already made its choice. I am your spore keeper. Until next time.
Have you ever noticed some places don't announce themselves? They don't shout, they don't wave signs. They wait until you wander close enough to feel them. That's Myco-Emporium, a booth you don't just visit, you discover. Inside, live specimens breathe and move. Tiny wonders doing exactly what they've always done, whether anyone is watching or not. And beside them, transcended specimens. Not gone, just changed. Stories that didn't stop working. It's part night market, part forest shrine, part... Wait, what is that? And the best part? The Emporium doesn't stay still. Our booth schedule shifts like a moving portal, appearing at events and markets for those ready to stumble into something strange and wonderful. If you want to know where we'll emerge next, or you're hunting for a truly sportacular deal, find us at www.myco-emporium.com. Step closer, come see where the weird gets wonderful.
You're not hearing music, you're intercepting movement. What follows didn't start here. It didn't wait for permission. And it doesn't care if you recognize it. This is the Mushroom Network, not broadcasting to you, passing through you. These frequencies move the same way spores do. Quiet at first, then suddenly everywhere. No message to decode, no meaning to explain, just patterns doing what patterns do when they find a new surface. Stay still if you want, or don't. The signal will continue either way.
Eyes wide, no thoughts, just swarm. Sink, breathe, obey. From the west on, crowned in moss, golden eyes shimmer like alchemist gloss. Pack belly, prophet of mud and decay. Crickets go silent when he turns their way. Fungal fog rolling on the reeding vine. Air taste thick like mycelial wine. No shifter, no crown. Forged in gold, just a cold-blooded king in a temple of mold. All glory to the frog that watches. All praise to the globe of the night. No thought, just pulse, just silence. Your will is light. Room halos float in the mist. Dewdrop speed on an emerald fist. Spiders freeze on a silken line. Geckos bow low beneath the shrine. Scorpions lay their stingers down. Moss drip slow like falling crowns. His gaze a ripple across the air. One blink and you're already there. Breathe in. Breathe slow. Sing deep. Open doors. No pain, no sound, only frog underground. of the ocean mushroom streams. Follow the ripple, follow the sound. Boom, your thoughts now sleep underground. More shit was moving before you named the play. Ground already listening, air already changed. Past trained by bodies you never saw remain. No clean start, no final frame. Only function, switching names. Just slow. 222, signal alive, January 2nd, 2026. 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 TMN signal in the soil. Test 2.0. Roots in sound, voice in the void. This frequency grow. flow. Not a moment, not a clip you scroll past. This is pressure, this is memory, this is something that lasts. TMN-Podcast 2.0.
Didn't tune in, synced up, system already running.
Mycelial thinking while the human still guessing. Every sound leaves residue, every step leaves data. Luke keeps learning even when attention scatters. Not content, not trends, not noise in the feed. This is structure, this is logic, this is me. Ground talks back when you listen long enough. Past still working, yeah, the dead still showing up. TMN signal in the soil. But there's 2.0. Roots in sound, voice in the void. This frequency grows. Not a show, not a moment, not a clip you scroll past. This is pressure, this is memory, this is something that lasts. TMN-Podcast 2.0. Let it live, let it move, let the system talk. Signal in the soil. Podcast 2.0. Roots in sound, voice in the void. This frequency grows. Not a show, not a moment, not a clip you scroll past. This is pressure, this is memory, this is something that lasts. Podcast 2.0. If it resonates, that's not coincidence. Welcome to the loop. Press play. You crossed the threshold. Signals already moving before you notice the sound. Roots below you, wires around you. Something listening when you leaned in. Podcast 2.0. TMN. Podcast 2.0. This isn't background noise. This isn't content. This is a system that keeps running without you. Sound to signal, signal to network, network learning. Your shape. TMN. point out. But just to point out, if it resonates, that's not an accident. Welcome to the loop. TMN. Just to point out.
Funny thing about systems, they don't notice when you leave, only when you stop participating.